Florio even pointed out, should the conference championship games be played on a neutral site?
Oh, jeez.
What? What are we doing?
Has everyone just gotten soft? Can we just admit it? I'll say this, I'm not as, tough as my dad was and stuff they had to deal with. I think we're all just getting soft.
All right. Now those have got to be played on a neutral site. Okay. Fair enough. All right. You know what? Everybody just play in the same place and just rent it out. Just rent it out or share stadiums.
There you go. Well, Vegas.
Yeah.
Just share stadiums. We'll do Vegas, Miami. We'll alternate East Coast, West Coast over the year. Those seem to make everyone happy. Everyone seems to love those for Super Bowls. So at least we can do that. Here's what I don't understand about this. What were they upset about the outcome? At the end of the day, the team that was favored won. You're not seeing a backup go on and play for their Super Bowl, which I know that they won one with Foles and the Eagles, but again, I don't understand what the issue is with it.
And it's not like there's not ugly football all the time in perfect conditions.
Yeah. They watch the regular season.
Dude, some of these teams are terrible and it's 75 out. Who cares?
We are Black Force!
The big game is in Santa Clara, but with the original Louisiana hot sauce, make it Louisiana hot wherever you'll watch it. And, you'll be ready with peppers, vinegar, and salt. They go together so well, after each saucy score, you'll want to go back for two. And yep, that's Louisiana hot. On any food, anywhere, you'll watch the big game. Make it a little more Louisiana and a lot more delicious with the original Louisiana hot sauce. Why? That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. Make the trade of the season and switch from TP and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean. Pants down.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Easy going this morning on Highway 71 westbound. You're traffic free from 1:30 over to I-35, where it takes 10 minutes to make that drive. Under 5 minutes on Mopac northbound from Barton Springs over to 2222. But you are pretty slow over on I-35 northbound, a 10-minute delay from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Plumbing Outfitters.
Some plumbers charge just to show up. Plumbing Outfitters doesn't. We never charge dispatch fees because earning your trust shouldn't come with extra fees.
Plumbing Outfitters, your guide for all things plumbing.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
It all comes down to this: Seattle versus New England. And now you can trade on football legally in Texas on Kalshi. Right now, New England is trading at 33% to win. That means a $100 trade pays out $289 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the odds change, you can buy in and out of your position all game long. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code iHeart to get $20 when you trade 100. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Now that a new year is here, start 2026 by showing your gratitude. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, celebrating the incredible impact of public school educators. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life who's gone above and beyond for their students to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom. Teachers give their time, money, and hearts to help students succeed. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Get all the info and nominate a teacher who goes the extra mile today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
So Hall now with 31 points. And the free throw, no good, but that's going to do it. Auburn's going to win this one by 6. Final score here tonight. The Auburn Tigers 88, the Texas Longhorns 82 with the loss. The Longhorns fall to 12-9. They're 3-5 in conference play. Auburn 14-7 with the win, and they are 5-3 in conference play.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Thirsty Thursday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Today is going to be an interesting one because Texas men's basketball fell to Auburn, and we will talk all about that. Texas women's basketball plays tonight for the first time in over a week and a half. We'll also talk about ranking the Texas transfer portal players. Bill Belichick's name is still in the headlines. We have Texas head baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle joining us at 8 o'clock to talk all things Texas baseball. We've got NBA action and so much more. But I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. I do have access, folks. I have access again. So if you've been texting the show and didn't think I was getting it, I wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you. But now I am because I'm back in the game. Also, if you want to voice your opinion and get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Texas Longhorns next week as they get ready to take on South Carolina, all you got to do is get over to that new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Tap that red microphone, leave us the message. If it's good enough, you might hear it on air, and you might get a chance to win a pair of tickets. So last night, Texas men's basketball went on the road to Auburn, and it looked good early, Mark. It looked like they were going to make a move, but in Texas fashion, they found a way to give up a lead and end up falling to the Auburn Tigers, who have been hot. This is their 4th win in a row. They have been very consistent. They are now 5-3 in conference play, as you heard from the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way. Texas falls to 3-5 after an 88-82 loss. But one guy that has continued to show up and show out has been Dalen Swain.
Here's Swain again. He'll fire up a contested 3. It's good. Well, if you can keep knocking down the 3s, and Swain gets his first bucket, and Texas is up 17-8, a 9-point lead here, their largest lead in the early moments of this one. Out front, Heidi thought about a long 3 instead, trying to dribble penetrate. 7 on the shot clock to Swain. Left side, long contested 3. It's good. Dalen Swain hits his second. The Longhorn lead is 12, 25-13. To the right side with it. Swain off to Cam Heidi. Dribbles in, out to Swain. Dalen still on the dribble. Trying to drive into the paint. Spins, turns, squares up with the right hand and scores. To the right side with it. Swain off to Cam Heidi. Dribbles in, out to Swain. Dalen still on the dribble. Trying to drive into the paint. Spins, turns, squares up with the right hand and scores. Longhorns have gone over 2.5 minutes without scoring. Now it goes to Heidi. His pass deflected, but taken back now with 7 to shoot by Swain. He'll shoot a 3. It's good! Dalen Swain with a career-high 4 3-pointer, and the Longhorns are up 6, 50-44.
Much-needed bucket that time.
Dalen Swain did his part. He showed up again, been very, very consistent. And the things that Texas did to get the win last week against Georgia are the things that ended up hurting them in the second half against Auburn. Texas got outscored in the second half 54-40. 54-40 after going into halftime with an 8-point lead. They at one point Texas led by 14 points,
right,
and ended up coming up short in that game. They led the game for 26 minutes of the basketball game, but they could not stop the man, the myth, the legend, Kayshawn Hall, who transferred in from UCF, and he got hot in that second half. He went to the free throw line a bunch, and that is something that Coach Sean Miller talked about after the game.
You know, I think Auburn has an excellent basketball team. I thought we saw it on full display in the second half of tonight's game. We knew coming in that they were a real problem in terms of free throw attempts, getting to the foul line, their ability to attack the rim, get second shots, and do it in a variety of ways is really impressive. And we knew we had our hands full. We had no solution, man-to-man, guarding individually, guarding as a team. We just really could not stop them in the second half. There's not a lot of games where they shot, 20? They were 22 for 28 from the free throw line in the second half. It's almost impossible to do in a college game, but I give them a lot of credit. They put our guys in a position to foul, and we fouled the shit out of them.
Hardge, do they like Heidi? Does he have a problem with the rest of the team or something?
What you mean?
Because he was making shots, and he was getting open. And second half, nothing. He forced 2 threes in the second half where he just took the ball and he shot it and made them.
Yeah.
Why not go to him more often and actually design plays for him? But that's not just the coach's job. That is the team's job of being able to recognize, hey, our guy is hot. We saw a moment like that with your son, DJ. DJ got hot the other day, and he just shot it from wherever he wanted to shoot it. And all you can do is shrug your shoulders. That's the way Heidi was shooting in the first half. And then in the second half, nothing. What's up with that?
Well,
what's up with that?
He was 5. I mean, he was 5 of 6 from 3. He was 6 of 7 on the night. He ended up with 17 points. But the story probably was what we did not get from Trayvon Mark, what we did not get from Jordan Pope. Jordan Pope finished with 12 points, but it was the hardest 12 points I think he's gotten this season. Trayvon March struggled. He struggled mightily. He was 2 of 13. He was 0 of 6 from 3. He wasn't getting the calls. He didn't get free throws. He didn't go to the rim. And when he did, he couldn't finish at the rim. I think that's more of the story. Kendall Weaver did Kendall Weaver stuff. He went out there and played aggressive and did what he needed to do. But when you're watching this game, and I don't disagree with you, but Dalen Swain was on fire.
He was.
He was nice. He had a nice touch around the rim. He was finishing. He was going strong. I think the inconsistency of what Coach was talking about is, again, Texas, he said they were 22. Auburn was 22 of 28 in the second half from the free throw line. That, once again, means that you're fouling way too much, and you're fouling them when they're going to the basket and they're going downhill. I don't know how else to quantify what we're seeing when it comes to the free throw line and the fouls that Texas is committing. Keyshawn Hall, 14 of 17 from the free throw line. Kevin Overton, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. That's where all that was. Yeah. That's the unbelievable part right there. That's how you lose games, when you get a team that shoots 39 free throws in a ball game and you only shoot 23. I mean, because we're settling for jumpers. They're attacking the rim. And again, Matas, I need him to be able to control the basketball when he gets it. He's way too loose with the basketball.
Because he's so quick to want to put his hand on somebody.
That's my point. Quit grabbing people.
Like, stop. Hold the ball with 2 hands like we're taught.
Yes. And he does it a lot. But one thing is for sure, he will get to the free throw line. He had 9 free throw attempts last night. They're going to foul him. But he needs to have better control of the basketball once he gets it. Because that is something that has been kind of annoying to me. Because I understand you can't keep saying he's a young player. You've been playing a bunch of games already.
Right.
You didn't play 21 games already.
He's got to be rewarded for his effort, because I played in the post before, and it's frustrating to get position and you don't get the entry pass, or you see me having great position, shoot it. I'm going to tip it in. I'm going to get the rebound. And he's in that position a lot. Yep. And he won't get the ball, or he'll fight and get tired getting that position, and they won't shoot it. They'll dribble it back out.
Yeah.
Like it's like timing is everything.
Yeah. Tale of two halves. It always seems to be that way. And I'm sure Coach is trying to figure out, how do we play a complete game back-to-back nights? And they're still working on that. Coming up next, we'll hear from Vic Schaefer as he gets ready for a big matchup on the road for the first time in a week and a half. Yeah, they're not excited about it. And Bill Belichick, his name is still out there, and folks are fighting mad. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not going to throw my broadcast crew under the bus, but I will tell you this. Best producer I've ever worked with, Bill Hardball, carried with him a yellow flag. So if there was a penalty, he would wave it, but he would do it unobtrusively. Shipley takes off on the punt return. Bill goes into reach to pull out the flag, but it flew out of his hands right in mid-sentence there. There's a flag on the play. Yeah, the flag was on text, so it didn't matter.
Only on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Easy going this morning on Highway 71 westbound. You're traffic free from 130 over to I-35, where it takes 10 minutes to make that drive. Under 5 minutes on Mopac northbound from Barton Springs over to 2222. But you are pretty slow over on I-35 northbound, a 10-minute delay from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. you always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Is mind control real? Can you hypnotically persuade someone to buy a car, to sleep with you? What about using it to create a better you? In our new podcast, Mind Games, we're going to find out.
What's something you always dreamed of doing, fantasized about doing, but haven't let yourself dare?
The premise is your mind is a computer, and you just never got the manual. But once you crack the code, anything's possible, for better and for worse. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Mind Games, and listen now.
Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com.
Hey Texans, ready to kick off the new year with something fresh? My Plates has a stunning range of premium embossed license plates. Check out the sleek carbon fiber embossed look or the nostalgic black and white embossed plates reminiscent of the iconic Texas plates from the 1960s. These new embossed designs come in other colors too, from black and gold to black and yellow and Lone Star Badge black. Customize your ride with up to 7 letters and feel the embossed difference. Visit myplates.com to order yours today.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra cost to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at henna.com.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
When 60 Minutes premiered in September 1968, there was nothing like it.
We realize, of course, that new approaches are not always instantly accepted.
I'm Seth Doan of CBS News, and I'm excited to introduce a new podcast from 60 Minutes called A Second Look. The team at 60 Minutes has spent the last year digging through thousands of tapes, transcripts, and reels of film. And you're about to hear some of the sound that was never broadcast, like 21-year-old Taylor Swift imagining her future success.
Sometimes I get really overwhelmed when I think about, like, 10 years from now, I'll be 30. What's the sound then? What are the choices I've made at that point? Oh my God, what does my life look like?
Then there are the people you may not recognize by name, but who witnessed some of the most important events in modern history. Along the way, I'll speak with some of the legendary correspondents who reported the stories, as well as those whose lives were altered after sitting down with 60. Together, we'll hear how much our world has changed.
You're working in borrowed time. You're not just saying that to scare us.
And how it hasn't.
You were either for the books or against the books. And it was almost like a civil war.
You can really draw a bright red line from 74 to 2024.
It's time for A Second Look.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 on the app. A little bit later in the show, at 8 o'clock, we will have Texas baseball coach Jim Swanson previewing the weekend at the fashion show. And there's also a alumni game that will be going on, weather permitting, because it's supposed to be cold once again. Which is crazy to me. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. Let's get into it, because Texas women's basketball has not had a chance to play in over a week and a half. The last time that they played a game was during right before snow, and it was against Texas A&M, and they had an impressive victory there. They were supposed to go to Arkansas. Travel plans ended up changing, so they have not played since Texas A&M game, which they blew Texas A&M out. But the interesting part about that is Texas had a bye week during that time. And so now they've been off. They wasn't expected to be off. So now they were trying to figure out a way to get things done. And Coach Vic Schaefer was asked during his press availability the other day, was asked about the benefits of his team getting some rest.
Yeah, I do think that some of our kids really could take advantage of it. And, again, a season is a long, hard grind. And so to have this break, for now, I think it'll hopefully energize us a little bit. Maybe in late February, I'll have to adjust and down the stretch when we have some, to finish up before we head to conference tournament. But I think the break's probably been good for them. Again, as much as mental as it is physical. I just think, you just have to live it. They live it, I live it. But the expectations, fair or unfair, the expectations here at the University of Texas and for us in women's basketball, again, I'm fine with it. I signed up for it. But for a young person, helping them trying to keep an edge, I think that's the biggest challenge, Levon. Like trying to help these kids, teach these kids, keep an edge. I'll give you a great example. South Carolina the other night against Vanderbilt, that's what it looks like to come out and play mad, to play with an edge, to play with, hey, we just got beat. And, on the road at a good team, good place at Oklahoma, but they came out focused, in my opinion. I'm not talking for them. I'm just, from my perspective, what it looked to me, they came out with an edge, maybe not mad, but with an edge. Like that's what a great team will do. They will respond from getting beat, and they will come out and play like they played the other night.
And that is what coach is looking for tonight. They want them to come out with an edge and be ready to go. Texas women's basketball, one of the best teams in the country, had a little hiccup with back-to-back losses, but not against two slouch teams,
right?
Against two talented teams.
There's no disrespect in losing to those two teams. It's just that, you would think, even in the NBA, you have big-time players complaining about back-to-backs, nevertheless, against top 5 opponents.
Right. So yeah. And then, are you worried about rust? Because he was asked about that during our press availability. Are you really worried about this team and the possibility of rust?
You know me well. I'm always worried about rust. I mean, it's going to be a week and a half before, since we played, almost 12 days. So I'm always worried about that. But the one thing I don't worry about is Rory Harmon. She's in this gym every day. She's in here early. She's always putting in the work, and she's never going to have any rust. And so that one I don't worry about. I worry about this time next year when I walk in the gym and Rory Harmon ain't there, because for 5 years that kid's given me everything she's got, and I know she's done everything she can to be prepared.
Is that an indictment on other players not being in there like her?
No, I don't think that's it. Because other players are in there, but it's Rory Harmon, and I think what he's leading on her leadership.
Right.
I think that's what it is, because you can't tell me that you don't think that Madison Booker's not in the gym all the time. You can't tell me that you don't think that Jordan Lee is in the gym all the time, especially Aaliyah Crump now coming back.
Oh,
she's in the gym all the time.
I think that's another thing, that when you're a young basketball team and they have like 3 veteran players, but they got some young players too.
Yeah.
And they want to play. hoopers want to hoop.
You know the saying, ballers ball. I know they was in a gym, regardless of the snowstorm or whatever. They found their way in the gym.
They found a way in that gym. I guarantee you.
Yeah. And the way that they do things and the way that Vic is obsessed with the game of basketball, he has those types of players too. He has those players that's all they want to do is ball. Think about Rory Harmon's journey. I mean, all the injuries that she had to go through, the time sitting out. She's finally at a place where she is comfortable to be back to the old Rory. So for me, when you think about this team, and like he said, when I walk in the gym, I know that Rory has already put up those shots. I know that Rory has already done the things that she needed to do to get herself prepared for practice. And those are the types of moments and things that I've been expressing to DJ and his teammates. And it's that extra work when nobody's watching. The things that you do can help or hurt you. If you're not putting the time in, it could hurt you. If you're putting the time in, it's going to do nothing but help you.
Right.
So just make sure that you continue to work to get to where you want to be. And then when you get there, that's when the real work really starts, because you're going to get there and you want to stay there. So what I see with this Texas women's basketball team is nothing but hard work, dedication, and effort, because the one thing that you don't ever hear from Coach Vic is talking about his team's effort, because he knows they're going to play hard.
Yeah.
They may not play great, but he knows they're going to play hard. And they're going to defend you hard. They're going to make sure that they make you uncomfortable with the basketball, without the basketball. You're going to earn every single point throughout the season. And he talked about that a little bit too, where during the press conference, it's not on there, Mark. He talked about that during the press conference, is he looks at the scores and he likes when his team holds team below their scoring average. He looks at the scores and he sees that certain teams will average X amount of points and they will crush that. When you start to look at this Texas basketball team, the way that they do everything, the way that they work, as a team stat, they are averaging a 35 and a point victory. They are plus 35.8 in the scoring.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. They score 88 points a game and they hold teams to 53 points in their ball games. So when you can hold a team below their regular average, that is called executing on the defensive end and making the most out of what you do on the offensive end. That's impressive.
It's impressive. And it's very easy as a team to get fractured and fall apart. Like, Coach Vic's job is to coach and mentor and pull that team together. That's where his ultimate effect is, to me, is the fact that how he can keep everybody stirred correctly, keep everybody in the mix together. That's good coaching.
And he praises the people that need to be praised, but he also understands when he needs to call some people out in a professional way to make them understand, make sure they're hearing what he's talking about. One thing I do want to point out, and I want people, when you're watching the game or listening to Craig Way, the voice of Texas Athletics, you can hear that game right here tonight, starting at 6 o'clock, right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeart app. Watch how many turnovers that they have.
That they force.
That's what I mean. They average per game 24.1 turnovers. 24 turnovers per game. They speed you up. And that's what it's been all season long. And they find a way. Their points off of turnovers, 29 points, 29 and a half points, almost 30 points after turnovers.
Every game.
Wow. Coming up next in the Hardge Knocks Life, we've got an interesting Hall of Fame story that I want to ask Mark Henry. He has no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to get his thoughts right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Bumper-to-bumper traffic this morning on I-35 northbound, about a 15-minute out of your commute from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon. It also takes 15 extra minutes driving through 290 westbound due to congestion from FM 1100 over to FM 973. And first responders are on scene of a crash on Highway 71 at Paleface Ranch Road. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances, plus save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
February 1st, it's a Spurs on Sesame Street game presented by HEB. Pre-game party starting at 1, tip-off at 3. Family-friendly activities. Spurs Sesame Street t-shirt packages available for purchase. For more, text SESAME to 210-444-5940.
Oh, we're going to be so late for the concert. We should be there by now.
Just need to make a little detour and stop for gas real quick. I know a cheap place down the road.
Are you serious? We're gonna miss the show because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is great. It's a free app that gets you cash back when you buy gas.
Wait, you mean I can get money back just for buying gas? Really?
Yep, and it really works. I've actually made around $200 this year already. Now, pull over so you can download Upside before we miss the concert.
Pulling over? You had me at $200.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code RING to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank or as a gift card. Download Upside and use promo code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Use promo code RING.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's Veozah.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
Victor Wembanyama, 28.16 boards as the Spurs rallied from 16 down to beat the Rockets in Houston. Two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo ready for a new home as the Bucks now listening to trade offers ahead of the February 5th trade deadline. The Browns hired former Ravens OC Todd Monken, leaving only the Raiders and Cardinals still searching for a new head coach. I'm Ron Moss.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Before it was vintage, it was a revolution. This smells like the 90s. A decade that tore up the rulebook and defined a new world of alternative. Nirvana, Alanis, Pearl Jam, Weezer, No Doubt, and more. With commercial-free weekends. Your favorite era? Just a tap away. Open the free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
iHeartRadio. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Hordes.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio 1300. Make sure you tune in for the next segment as we get you a pair of tickets. That's right, I'm going to get you a pair of tickets to go see the Texas Longhorn men's basketball team take on South Carolina. February 3rd. Lock in. I'll give you the keyword and you get an opportunity to do so. All right, and don't forget at the top of the hour, we will have Coach Jim Flosneck, the Texas baseball coaches. They got alumni weekend. We'll get all into the upcoming baseball season. There will be a weekly segment with Coach Schlossnagle every Thursday starting at 8 a.m. All right, let's get into this conversation because obviously the Bill Belichick conversation is dominating all of the airways, all the sports shows, even some non-sports shows were talking about the Bill Belichick omission.
Yes, they were.
It is just something that is really, really out of control right now, but we'll get into that because we got some other people that want to talk about it, even filtered into the NBA. But another person that was not elected into the Football Hall of Fame after his second year on the ballot is one Eli Manning. Eli Manning, two-time Super Bowl MVP. Beat Tom Brady, beat Bill Belichick, beat the mighty empire, which is and was the New England Patriots. He always hangs that over Tom Brady's head when they have conversations. You would have had more Super Bowls if we did not beat you. And that is true. But when you look at his career, and this was something when he retired, everybody was, oh, he's a Hall of Famer. Oh, he's not a Hall of Famer. Oh, his record this, his record that. Well, this is his second year on the ballot. And to no one's surprise who has really been paying attention to this, he has a 117 and a 117 career record. When you look at his numbers, they're not very good. And it is interesting to think about some of the quarterbacks before and after him. So CBS did this deep dive into the numbers, and it's actually pretty good stuff. And it said that when you first look at his EPA, which is expected points added per play, he ranked 18th on average, ranking every year in his 16-year career. That's below average play. It's worse than Derek Carr. It's worse than driving a car. It's worse than Dexter Carmichael. I don't even know who he is, but it's worse than that. Then you look up Pro Football References, and it says adjusted net yards per pass attempt. Essentially, it's a better version of the passer rating, and it's adjusted. His annual rank was 17th. He was worse than the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. The average Hall of Fame quarterback was ranked 10th on an annual basis. And some of those people that have that, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Steve Young, Dan Fouts, Roger Staubach, Kurt Warner, Terry Bradshaw, Jim Kelly, Troy Aikman, Warren Moon, Ken Stabler, and John Elway. They all ranked in the top 10 throughout their career.
Can I jump in for a second?
Sure.
A buddy of mine who is a New York hater told me years ago, 2 years ago, when it first came up, that Eli would not get in the Hall of Fame. And I was like, bro, he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. He won 2 Super Bowls. He said, Mark, he's never been in the top 10 in any year of his career.
Right.
I said, get out of here. He said, I mean, he won Super. He said he did not make the Pro Bowl the year that he beat Brady that last time.
Yep.
He had a really good team that came on at the end of the season, and they were just miraculously healthy, and they pounded teams.
Yep.
And he said that if you don't make the Pro Bowl, how can you consider yourself to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
Right.
He said he's the greatest manager at quarterback of all time. And I sat there not being able to speak for the first time in my life. I didn't have any defense. And I thought to myself, man, he might not get in the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's where we are right now when you start to look at it. And then on his passer rating, and it said the passer rating, he averaged 19th. That's worse than Carson Wentz. Worse than Carson Wentz. So when you look at him and what the consistency is and all the different things that have happened throughout his career, and we continue to look at it, 16 years. You look at his numbers. He average ranked in touchdowns per season, 11th. Aaron Brooks had 7. Aaron Brooks and Trent Green had 7 years where they had more touchdowns and more passing yards. So the question is he going to ever get into the Hall of Fame? And that question is also for Phillip Rivers, because Phillip Rivers never won anything. Matthew Stafford, he finally got his title once he left Detroit. Russell Wilson, does that mess up things for Russ? And, of course, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan got an MVP, but he lost in the Super Bowl to the Patriots after being up as much as they were, 28-3. So it is going to be an interesting study to see what the criteria is for, one, Eli Manning, and number 2, is it going to have to go to a veterans committee? Is he going to be on the ballot that long to where he's going to have to get voted in by a committee, which is probably the same committee that didn't vote in Bill Belichick on his first time on the ballot?
I want to know how many quarterbacks that are in the Hall of Fame that was not a top 5 player or a season MVP, not a Super Bowl MVP, but a season MVP. Is there anybody in the Hall of Fame that didn't win one?
Probably
a
not.
Season MVP.
Probably not. I mean,
did Troy ever win one?
I don't think
he won a bunch of Super Bowls. And
he won a bunch of Super Bowls,
yeah,
but
and a bunch of games.
Season MVPs, I don't think he won any.
But he was. I guarantee you, he was in the top 10 in some of these numbers.
Yeah, he was in the top 10 in a lot of categories, I bet.
Coming up in the next segment, we're going to talk about Bill Belichick and how he's made his way to the NBA. Yeah, I'll explain. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeart Radio app.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Bumper-to-bumper traffic this morning on I-35 northbound, about a 15-minute out of your commute from Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon. It also takes 15 extra minutes driving through 290 westbound due to congestion from FM 1100 over to FM 973. And first responders are on scene of a crash on Highway 71 at Paleface Ranch Road. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Hardge here, and the new year is rolling in at Covert Chevy Hutto. If 2026 is about fresh starts and bigger moves, it's time to upgrade what you drive. Right now, start the year strong with $15,000 off MSRP on a new new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500. Or cruise into the new year in style with $5,198 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Blazer 2LT. See dealer for details. New year, new ride, real Chevy power. That's Culver Chevy Hutto, right off of Highway 79. CulverChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who understand the value of experienced, highly skilled professionals. That's why you'll have access to a team of specialists to help you invest for the life you want. Why? You've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a team built around you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion and Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion and Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now?
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got US-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got a lot of food in this country. A lot of peaches, a lot of corn, a lot of apples, a lot of everything. We've got so much food that we can't even eat it all. So if we got all this extra food, how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? I just don't get it. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to the hungry kids who need it. They can get you food even if you live in Idaho or Alaska or somewhere crazy like that. This isn't complicated. We got extra food and we've got hungry kids. Feeding America's done the math. Now it's your turn. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. I know you got internet on your phone, so what are you waiting for? We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Here's your chance. That's right, folks. Now is your chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Texas men's basketball February the 3rd versus South Carolina. All you got to do is get over to the iHeartRadio app, tap that red microphone, and leave the word court. Court is your keyword of the day to win a pair of tickets to go see Texas men's basketball take on South Carolina February the 3rd at the Moody Center. Good times had by all. If you've never been to a game in the Moody Center, you are definitely definitely missing out. As we talked about the conversation about Bill Belichick and being able to be in the Hall of Fame, where he was not a first ballot because some people voted that didn't vote for him because of whatever reason, even though he's the most decorated head coach, regardless of Spygate, regardless of Deflategate. Get off your moral compass and your high horse and understand that it's part of football. There are so many coaches that said that they wish that they would have been able to do the same thing. Shanahan said it, and everybody looks at the Shanahans as the greatest people out there in the tree. People are always trying to find an edge. I told Mark yesterday when I was playing baseball, if I got on base, I would look in and try to steal the signs. Everybody tries to steal signs. Everybody. Because when you're even when you're coaching Little League, you're looking at the other coach, you're trying to pick up his signs to see if they're going to do a hit and run, if they're going to do a steal, or whatever they're going to do. It happens in every sport at every level. If you can do it, do it. I mean, it's the way that it is. Now, I understand about the camera stuff. But anyway, I don't want to get on this. But J.J. Watt, who has been dominated by one Bill Belichick, went off yesterday on the Pat McAfee show.
What are we doing?
Okay, so reality of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, there, like you just said, there are literally like 2-3 people in history that are absolute no-brainer locks whatsoever, Bill and Tom being 2 of those. And I saw something where one of the voters was like, why should the votes be released? What are you going to do? Because you shouldn't have a vote. If you have Bill Belichick not making the NFL, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you should not have a vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The guy has 8 Super Bowl titles. There's only been 59 of them. He's got 8 rings from 59. Like, what are you doing? What qualifications do you want? How do you tell the story of the NFL without Bill Belichick? Yeah, if you didn't have him on your ballot, and I get this whole like, well, there was 3 spots and you can only put like, I don't care. If there's only 3 spots, Bill Belichick is spot number 1, point blank, period. You figure out who fits in the other 2. No other matter should happen. He is in the Hall of Fame, first ballot, no matter what. The guy beat me left, right, and center multiple times. I should have every reason to hate him. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer without question.
It feels stupid. It feels like all the ballers coming out and saying this right now. You know,
all of the ballers are even saying this. And I'll give you a read from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, its committee, and what they said about it. But it has made its way to the NBA, as last night as only our guy, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal can put it so eloquently.
First ballot Hall of Famer, and we're just going to enjoy him. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
That's right, Coach.
Bill Belichick.
I mean, he might get Belichick. That's a new word we made up today. Might get Belichicked.
They were talking about LeBron James and what he's been able to do through his storied career, and now they were talking about he might get Belichicked if he doesn't adhere.
Make a new word.
Yeah,
new term.
If they don't adhere to what he's talking about. Well, anyway, yesterday, the NFL Hall of Fame came out and made a news release that has a lot of people upset. One, Terrell Owens, talking about if this is the case, why didn't y'all do this a long time ago? So anyway, they said the Pro Football Hall of Fame understands and respects the passionate reaction of many media members and enshrinees of the hall itself. And in light of the published reports regarding the voting results of the class of 2026, it's that very passion that propels the game. The hall also respects the members of the selection committee when they follow the selection process and bylaws. It's an honor to serve as a selector. Each year, the hall reviews the selection process and composition of the 50-member selection committee. It is determined that any members in violation of the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. That could include the possibility that such selector or selectors would not remain a member of the committee moving forward. They expect everyone to do their job with integrity. And this is the thing that has driven me nuts for such a long time. I don't care if a guy is not nice to you and you want to write an article about him. What did he do on the field? That is the thing that propels me in any sport. I don't want those guys to be my choir boys. I don't want them to teach my kids, right and wrong. That's my job. That's your job as a parent. Don't try to look at them because they're a part of, and I'm going to use this word, sports and entertainment. That is what we're there for. We are there to be entertained by them. I don't care what they did or did not do. If they were not nice to you, he wasn't a good guy to me, so I'm not going to vote for him. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You are an absolute idiot because the reaction of what is going on in the sports, if you say he did not perform well, okay, I'll give you that. But what do people always talk about? The stats are what they are. Stats don't lie. And if he is out there, and J.J. Watt said it perfectly, he has 8 rings. He has 8 wings, too. He has 8 rings. Don't get Mark excited.
Don't start talking. It's lemon pepper mine.
Hey, you get me excited over there when you talk about lemon pepper.
So you sit there and you look at how the journey is, and the reality of it all is, look, and this is the part that really drives me nuts.
Uh-oh.
He ain't getting in his first year, but we'll vote him in next year. What does that even mean? What has changed from this year that happened last year?
The whole point is to be first ballot, to be without question. Without question, the dude has earned it. I don't like him either. There's no bigger Patriot hater than me. But I know that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And Roger Craig and the people that they voted in, they kept saying, well, they won't be able to be voted in now.
That's ridiculous.
That's all bull too.
Yep, I agree. Hour number 1 is in the books. Coming up next, we got Texas baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle as we preview this weekend's action. Oh yeah, folks, baseball is here. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
It all comes down to this: Seattle versus New England. And now you can trade on football legally in Texas on Kalshi. Right now, New England is trading at 33% to win. That means a $100 trade pays out $289 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the odds change, you can buy in and out of your position all game long. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code IHEART to get $20 when you trade 100. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
The big game is fast approaching, so if you're hosting, make the smartest play right now. Upgrade before the big game, before the stores get picked over, before kickoff sneaks up on you. You know what you need? The TCL Ultimate Series, the QM 8K or QM 9K. You want the best picture? Ultimate brightness? They've got it. Ultimate game day experience from the coin toss to the final drive. This is the big game. Stadium lights, fast cuts, big hits, bigger debates. Was he in? Was he out? With TCL, the replay looks obvious. The picture is so real. There's no blur, no squinting, no, hey, can you run that back and go big? Sizes up to 98-inch. Every seat is a great seat, even the ones by the snack table. On sale now at all major retailers. Get it while supplies last. TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 60.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Listening to your favorite podcast
and taking your favorite radio station with you to the gym or across the country.
That's one app.
The free iHeartRadio app.
Stop paying for apps you don't need.
Rediscover the app that's probably already on your phone. iHeartRadio.
The #1 app for radio.
Before it was vintage, it was a revolution. This smells like the 90s. A decade that tore up the rulebook and defined a new world of alternative. Nirvana, Alanis, Pearl Jam, Weezer, No Doubt, and more. With your free weekend. Your favorite era? Just a tap away. Open the free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
iHeartRadio. From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It's almost that time, folks. Baseball season is just around the corner. And what's better than talking to Texas head baseball coach Jim Schlossnagle as he gets ready for the baseball season. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Good morning. Mike, you look older than last week.
Just by a couple hours. Just by a couple hours than last week. Thank you, man.
Happy birthday, buddy.
I appreciate the shout out, as always. Let's get into it. This weekend is alumni weekend. This is a special, special time because a lot of the tradition and the history that came before your players that you have right now get to come back to the 40 acres and spend some time with the current baseball team. How special are these weekends as a baseball coach and just a baseball guy?
Well, they're special in a lot of ways. Number one, you just get to honor the former players and see them and have them back on campus. And that's always amazing. These things used to happen everywhere. The previous places I've coached, we had awesome alumni games. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I think a couple guys got hurt at different places. Mm-hmm. And then people just kind of did away with them. And I think one thing that's really cool about Texas is Texas has never wavered. It's such a part of the fabric of the program to have the guys back. And it means so much to have them back. And the games are competitive. I mean, they're, Coach Harmon, Brooks Kieschnick over there helped coach the team. And they're trying to win the ball game. And then I think, the last part that's important is it's a great opportunity for our current team. It's we don't get preseason games, inter squads. You can only get them as competitive as as you can create. But when you see a different jersey out there, hopefully some fans in the stands, our people do a good job of marketing and promoting them. And then of course it's on the Longhorn Network. So this is a really good dress rehearsal for us, roughly 2 weeks before the season.
Coach, first, I'd like to say thank you for wishing Hardge his 35th birthday again.
Yeah.
Secondly, does this game ever get chippy? Does the competitive fire come out of guys and they just want to really try to beat y'all?
It very chippy. I've only experienced one, but there's a lot of trash talk, and I anticipate more this year, especially with Galvan on the other side, and some of the Flores and some of the guys. But there's a lot of chippiness in this program. That's one thing that I noticed when I got here. There's such a commitment to the standard of the program. Our guys get on each other more than necessarily most coaches could do. And that's awesome because that's accountability within the team. And when I say they get onto each other, there's a lot of trash talk in our inter squad games, but there's a lot of holding each other accountable, to executing whatever we're trying to do that day. And I think that just carries into the alumni game. But at the end of it, there's a lot of fellowship and camaraderie, and you see the guys hug it out from our current team to the other team. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope the weather can give us enough to make it somewhat comfortable for people to come watch. And I know we're excited about playing.
Yeah, we're talking to head baseball coach for the University of Texas, Jim Schlossnagle, as they get ready to start their season. Coach, we're 15 days away from the start of the regular season. You're opening up against the Aggies of UC Davis. How excited are you as a whole as you start to watch your team kind of come together? I know it's still going to be in the early stages of it, but you still see some guys that are kind of stepping forward and want to make their way into that starting lineup.
Yeah, we're excited. And both of you guys know, given your playing careers and different things, like there comes a point in preseason practice where, you're pretty much tired of looking at each other. That's why that's another reason this alumni game is awesome. We still have work to do, but you don't know anything. As much as I want to be able to tell you and predict, you don't know anything until you play the games.
Right.
That's why you have to play the games. The games will tell us who we are in that moment. In baseball, not one particular day, because as you know, Mike, one particular day in baseball literally means nothing. No matter how good or bad you play, you have to look at it over a course of time. But the game will tell us in those first couple of weeks of, okay, they have a chance to be okay at this. They got to improve. They have to improve in this area. But yeah, we're excited to see somebody else out there and figure out, who can do what. There's some question marks on this team, and some of the question marks are really good. And for example, on the pitching staff, how are we going to fit some of these talented pitchers if we can stay healthy? How are we going to get them innings? What does the roles look like? And then from a position player standpoint, a couple guys banged up, nothing bad. There's, are they going to be ready for the start of the season? Maybe not. But for the most part, we're going to get to really test them and see what's going on.
Coach, we always talk about the IQ of players in football and basketball, but we don't bring that up into the college baseball space very often. But how do you feel your team measures up in the IQ department? Do they get what you're coaching right off the bat, or is this something that you get guys that are developmental type guys? Or you get guys that intentionally that just get it?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is that's that sixth tool, right? In baseball, there's 5 tools that the scouts evaluate a player on, but the sixth one, we call it being a winning player, right? And I'll give you an example. Ethan Mendoza, winning player. He has a little bit of power now. He's not the fastest guy, but he's still 15 bases last year. Doesn't have the greatest arm, but he makes the plays when you need to make, and he had a play last year at Kentucky where there was a little runner at first base. There was a little jam job flare right to him, and he ran backwards, let it hit the ground, threw the ball to first base because the guy at first base had to wait for the ball to hit the ground. But Ethan let the ball, he short hopped it so he could get the guy out at first base, and then the guy who was already at first base just got in a rundown, and that would not have been a double play ball. Most people would just come catch the pop-up. So anyway, most of those things come from experience. You try to recruit guys that look like, and maybe their coaches tell them they have some instincts for baseball, but those things come with experience. And Ethan would be a great example of that. And we have some guys who have that, and then we have some other guys that are just physically tooled who just haven't played enough baseball to get to that point. That's where a guy like Troy Tulowitzki comes in. Like, you want to talk about experience at the most elite level. He speaks at a language that most people don't understand, but he really does relay some awesome things to our guys, and they just have to put them to practice.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I always enjoy is those moments of they call them teachable moments, but they're also, you get that by watching the game and actually paying attention to the things that are happening and why did we get to that spot. And I appreciate the fact of what you said about Ethan Mendoza, because that's one of those plays that he already played it in his mind on how he was going to react in that situation. So it just looked second nature. I wanted to ask you too, because you got some young guys that are coming in with some accolades, and there's going to be some opportunities for some of those guys. Give us one guy on the offensive side of the ball, and then give us one guy on the pitching staff that fans need to know by the end, or you think fans need to know by the end of the season.
Yeah, on the position player side, we don't have too many. If you're talking freshmen, young guys, that we just don't have that many freshmen on the team because we got the job here really late. And that 25 class they're already settled in. So Anthony Pack is going to get to play a fair amount, ready or not. I think he above all else has the confidence to play. He really is instinctual on the bases. We put a lot of emphasis on base running. It's really, really important to us because I think that base running can be a differentiator between teams, especially when you're equal or maybe when your team isn't as talented as the team you're playing. And you can't steal first base, but when Anthony gets on the bases, he understands baseball that way. His dad played professional baseball. He's from Southern California. He's played a lot of baseball. So Pac-Man, as I call him, would be a guy that's going to be fun to watch. And then from a pitching staff standpoint, I know we've talked about the talented players. You've heard the Brett Crossland name. You've heard the Sam Cozart name. There are two guys in our bullpen, Brody Walls and Jack McKernan. They are special, and they're talented, but they are not afraid. I'm sure they're going to be anxious in their first game, maybe their first SEC environment. Yeah. But if we can keep these two guys healthy and use them in the right spots, they are going to be really, really big parts of our pitching staff. They may not get to 10 or 15 total innings, depends on how we use them, but their number of appearances are going to play a role in this team in a really big way.
So let me ask you this, because I thought that you and I were talking at the fundraiser for Carter's Toys, and these two freshmen walked by, and you were like, those guys are freshmen. One had the full beard and looked like somebody's dad out there, and the other one was just a massive-looking guy that he's got some special tools.
Well, there's actually three of them. The one you're talking about, and maybe you guys are old enough to remember Grizzly Adams when we.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Sam Cozart looks like Grizzly Adams from the 70s. That's a show that I used to watch with my parents. And then Brett Crossland, who's 6'5", 6'6", 240 pounds. I mean, just huge but athletic. And then Michael Winter. From Kansas City, who we think is going to make a really good impact at some point this year. So those three guys in particular, that when you look at when I think of the University of Texas pitching staff, I think of those great players big pitchers that pitched for Coach Gus and Coach Garrido and Coach Pierce that were just physically intimidating, but also had the pitch ability and the stuff to match up. And so, trying not to put too much on them early. The beauty is we have the older guys that came back. That can maybe help cover them up early in the season, but eventually, their talent's going to rise to the top, and we have massive plans for those 5 or 6 really special freshman pitchers Cooper Rummel from Dripping Springs is making some big jumps. I don't know what his role will be this year, but he's massive that way. So we're excited about not just this year's pitching staff, but what we have a chance to do in the future.
Before we let you go, we want to talk about the event. Tomorrow night is the action party, baby. The action party, ladies' night. They get a chance to come out, bid on some items, get a chance to meet the players. And when I said something about the fashion show, Mark kind of looked at me. I was like, yeah, they got fashion out there. They're going to try to sell some stuff. Tell everybody, is it sold out already?
It's not sold out. We're close, but I do believe, just like any other sport, really not don't tell the fire people, but there's no such thing as a sellout. If you show up, you show up, we'll get you in. But no, I mean, the fashion show part is just we have some great sponsors. There's going to be probably 10 or 12 little booths where the ladies can do some shopping, not just for themselves, but for their, the men or the son, boys and men in their life. So companies like Poncho, Backer, Hudson's clothing store over there in Westlake. Our guys are going to be modeling some of that attire. We're also we always have put them in uniform, and our guys tend to ham it up a little bit on the runway. We got to kind of keep a little bit of a loose on a guy like Ruger. He likes to really have a good time, but no, it's a really great night. It's just fun, and we're real thankful for our buddy Chris Harrison, who lives here in town, formerly The Bachelor, who I've gotten to know really well, and he's going to be the MC this year, and he obviously knows how to put on a good show. So it's really going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Coach, y'all have some 3X over there?
We got some 3X, man.
All right.
3X. Yeah.
See y'all.
We'll hook you up.
Let's go.
As always, Coach, we appreciate you. I'll be out there. I'm working for LHN this weekend, so I'll be in the dugouts talking to you and talking to Keish and obviously Tommy Harmon. You never know. We got to make sure we censor Tommy. We got to look out for him.
Yeah, so, you better have a little bit of a delay. So.
As always, man.
Hand on the button.
We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you again next week as we get closer and closer to the start of the baseball season.
All right, fellas. You guys have a great day, and hook 'em horns.
Appreciate it. There he is, Coach Jim Schlossnagle, breaking it down. Baseball season is right around the corner, folks, and you don't want to miss this team because it is a good-looking baseball team. When we come back, we're going to talk NBA. The Spurs and the Rockets got into a little tiff last night, and, of course, Giannis is on the market, finally, for the Milwaukee Bucks. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football. Touchdown! Texas wins! We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
On 1300 The Zone.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now.
AM 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
A crash on I-35 northbound at Windy Hill Road moved out of the main lanes, now blocks off the right shoulder, but looks to be in the final stages of clearing out of there. Right now, it's causing a 3 to 5 minute backup and delay start from Kyle Parkway. A new accident on William Cannon Drive near McKinney Falls Parkway, and we have first responders on scene of a wreck on Breaker Lane at FM 973. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
New year, new opportunities. Start 2026 by taking control of your financial future with Texit Coin, the cryptocurrency born in Texas for Texas. Fast, secure, and decentralized, Texit Coin is your chance to buy into freedom and innovation. Don't just make the resolution, make moves toward independence, growth, and real financial power. Visit TexitCoin.com today and join the Texas revolution in finance. Make this the year you lead, not follow. Texit Coin, where Texas meets tomorrow.
What goes better with a meal? Bacon. At Heartland Steakco, they take their bacon seriously. From their double smoked hickory to their honey jalapeno, which brings sweet and spicy together for the perfect combination, to their all new bacon flavors like whiskey peppercorn with its smoky richness, to their applewood double smoked bacon that's smoked over real applewood chips, to their all new maple bourbon bacon, which brings out the subtle notes of maple and bourbon for a rich taste. Heartland Steakco has your bacon and USDA Midwestern beef ready to ship and delivered straight to your door. Don't wait. Order today for yourself, a friend, or anyone who loves that true Midwest taste. Ordering is easy at heartlandsteakco.com. And right now, when you spend $199.99 or more, you'll get free shipping plus 2 pounds of bacon with promo code BACON. Go and get your bacon from heartlandsteakco.com. That's heartlandsteakco.com, promo code BACON. Taste the Heartland difference.
Is mind control real? Can you hypnotically persuade someone to buy a car, to sleep with you? What about using it to create a better you? In our new podcast, Mind Games, we're going to find out.
What's something you always dreamed of doing, fantasized about doing, but haven't let yourself dare?
The premise is your mind is a computer, and you just never got the manual. But once you crack the code, anything's possible. For better and for worse. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Mind Games, and listen now.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that iHeartRadio is always free to listen to your favorite stations, podcasts, artist radio playlists, and more? Yep, free to download and free to use. But there's a next level iHeartRadio experience as well. iHeartRadio All Access, where you can search and play any song, enjoy unlimited skips, download all your music to your phone to listen offline with no connection, unlimited playlist creation, and so much more. You can try it out free for 30 days and see what the iHeartRadio All Access experience is like. Why not? Open the iHeartRadio app and in settings, tap to start your free 30-day trial. Everything you love about free iHeartRadio plus so much more with iHeartRadio All Access. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio.
Back to Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Exciting time for Texas baseball. SEC regular season in that baseball. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have Mark Henry's world strongest state.
That's right.
But right now, let's get into the NBA. Last night was a big time matchup: Wemby versus Kevin Durant, and the game got real testy, but the Spurs end up getting that dub.
16-3 at home. The last time the Rockets started 17-3 at home. They won the NBA championship, the first of back-to-back titles in 1994. We'll see this weekend if he's named an all-star reserve along with teammate Kevin Durant. Wembanyama driving and puts it in with the left hand, shooting 38% from three on the year, but just 6 for his last 25. Durant Finds Şengün with a behind-the-head pass, and Thompson with 2. Wembanyama looks to be shaken up. He grabs his right ankle immediately as Şengün blows past him and throws it down. Wembanyama, his 5th rebound. He's playing with 3 fouls. Ms. Johnson going to keep on the floor. He's only taken 5 shots. That's number 6, an emphatic throwdown with his back to the rim. San Antonio with 23 baskets in that first half. 19 of those were in the paint. 3 were behind the arc, so just 1 between the lane and the 3-point line. Thompson is fouled as he slams it down.
And another strong start to the half by Amen. He's already got 5 points, couple rebounds, and an assist, and there he goes.
Oh! Amen Thompson went way up there and smashed it against Cornette.
And the thing about it is, that sounded good. But the problem is the Spurs end up winning the game. Not a problem if you're a Spurs fan, more of a problem if you're a Rockets fan. Spurs move to 32-15. The Rockets move to 28-17 after a 111-99 victory by the Spurs. And the one thing that annoys me, and I don't know, I guess I get annoyed a lot lately when it comes to Şengün, Crab Rangoon. He always
flip and flop.
Well, he flips and flop, but he always thinks that he's the primary scorer on the team. You have Kevin Durant on the team. Move the ball around. It's like he takes so many shots, and it's like, why? He took 20 shots yesterday. 20 shots. Amen Thompson took 23. That's not his game. That is not his game. Kevin Durant only took 17 shots yesterday. Why? Why is Kevin Durant not getting 20 shots?
He should have got 4 or 5 of each one of those guys.
Exactly.
Shots.
Exactly.
Kevin should have had 25 or 27 shots rather than them having that many. But I'm going to tell you something. Şengün, he's going to have to be checked because, like I told you, I watched the EuroLeague championships and the series, and he was the MVP. And he's got the big head. Like, you can see that his confidence is at an all-time high. and that's
much.
Cool.
Sometimes too much.
But he's overdoing it.
Yes.
I noticed that in the game last night. He flippy flops too much.
Yes.
I'm tired of the flippity flop.
The flippity flop. Our guy Victor Wembanyama, another great game, 29 minutes. You heard he rolled his ankle earlier in the ball game, but that didn't seem to stop him. He was 12 of 15 from the free throw line, 16 boards, 13 defensive rebounds, another big win. But Keldon Johnson,
that's my guy.
He is going to be the 6th man of the year, and he has zero problem coming off the bench.
No.
He gets excited about that because he knows when he comes in, they're going to find him.
Man, let's have him on next week.
They're going to let it fly. And it's one of those things that every time I watch him play, and this was a guy that I thought was going to be traded. This is at one point I thought he was going to be one of the names. Not. He was going to be one of the names that somebody was going to trade for. And yesterday we were having a discussion about who do they need. They don't need anybody. The Spurs are actually where they need to be because of the talent and the young talent that they have.
They need to get rid of people. They need to get rid of Sochan.
No, they need to quit saying Sochan. They like Sochan there.
I don't like him.
Get rid of Olynyk.
Olynyk and Sochan need to be in a package going to somebody that need a power forward in the center.
I don't think the people I don't think they're going to get rid of Sochan. They could get rid of Olynyk. He's not their guy. They drafted Sochan. That's their draft pick. That was who they went out and got. That was their first pick.
I didn't want him when they drafted him.
So the Dennis Rodman lookalike?
Yeah, man, his twin cousin.
But you start looking at these guys and you understand that this team overall is just that. They are a team when it comes to playing the game of basketball. De'Aaron Fox being healthy helps this team a lot. Stephon Castle is he's an absolute freak on the basketball court. And they've got guys that are contributing in so many different ways. Look at what Dylan Harper's been able to do. Every time he comes in, he's instant pressure on everybody. Coming up next, we're going to get some more pressure as the world's strongest man brings you his world's strongest take. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The left lane is blocked off by an accident on 183 northbound at Burnett Road. It has you all tied up starting from Cameron Road, causing about a 15-minute out of your drive. Watch out for a stalled vehicle in the left lane on I-35 Service Road northbound at Robert S. Light Boulevard. And first responders are on scene of a crash on Southwest Parkway at Travis Cook. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code OIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code OIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and details.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore, and every Viking voyage is all-inclusive with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, areas of patchy fog, sun and clouds for your Thursday afternoon, a high of 70. A few clouds tonight, a low in the upper 30s. Friday, partly cloudy, a high near 60.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is...
You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
You heard the beat drop? You can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, bringing you the world's strongest. Take it away, big fella.
Hard. You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. Marcus, back then they didn't know. But now I'm hot. Well, guys, here we are again. Normally, I would talk about something that is really on the tips of our tongue in sports. But as of yesterday, there was an announcement made on ESPN about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is pro wrestling. I don't do this very often, but it's almost Christmas time for me. I am a Royal Rumble fan. Now, you might think, oh, man, you mean you pick Royal Rumble over WrestleMania? Yes, twice on Sunday. WrestleMania is what you call high stress. There, you cannot make a mistake, and there's so much into it that your anxiety is on 100. And I've never enjoyed WrestleMania. It's always been high stress for me. But the Rumble, when you hear the countdown, 10, 9, 8, and everybody's ready for the next competitor to come to the ring. And you see all the matchups of guys trying to be the one that gets the bye to go into WrestleMania and have a WrestleMania match. It's incredible. And yesterday, Brock Lesnar went on the Pat McAfee show and made the announcement that he was on his way to Saudi and that he was going to be in that Royal Rumble. Guys, I've been blessed to be able to be in 8 Rumbles. And 2 matches were standalone matches at the Royal Rumble. In the main event, myself and Kurt Angle. The 2 Olympians. There's nothing I enjoy more than the Rumble. Singles and being in the actual Royal Rumble match. I'm excited for it. I know you're a fan, Hardge. And Marcus, I know you're a fan too. And this is to both of you. What say both of you? What do you think about the Rumble?
I'll start off. My first wrestling show that I ever attended was 1988, the Royal Rumble in Houston at the Summit. I get excited for the Rumble every year because you don't know what to expect and you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah,
it is just straight excitement, and the countdown, as you said, when they get 5, 4, I'm in at homes doing the countdown, ready for the next person to come in. And then you get classic memories of like people getting booed that normally don't get booed because, hey, we wanted somebody else to be number 30, and that means somebody else is not in it. So yeah, I get excited for the Rumble every year.
Well, as for me, the things that I like is to see who's in it. I want to know, how do they pick the order of appearance to come in, to come into the Rumble?
Well, you're going to have to watch that show called Unreal.
Yeah.
Because I'm real aggravated that they're going to tell how it works.
So
Come on, man.
they're
so you
telling
mad they're pulling
everything.
The curtain kayfabe?
So it's not.
I'm still on kayfabe. Did you see Undertaker's comments?
No, I have not.
He's like, listen, I respect the company, and I always will, but I don't like Unreal.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. It just hurts me. I talk wrestling every day, and it's getting to the point to where the co-hosts on the other shows, they want me to divulge information. And I say, hey, I'm not Unreal. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, I just feel uncomfortable. I feel like a traitor almost to tell some of the things. Now, there's some things that I share.
Right.
I share our terminology with you.
Yeah.
Don't get hot.
Yeah.
You know,
Kayfabe.
like, hey, kayfabe, man.
That's a work, man. That's a work.
It's a work. It's a work. It's like I joke around and I play, but to tell how the sausage is made, I can't do it, Hardge. It hurts me.
So you saying you don't like a magician showing how to do the trick?
No, I almost said something very condemning to myself. These guys that go on the shows and put a mask on and tell you how Las Vegas does the things, they should be frogged. You know what that is? That's where they take a wet whip.
The guy
and they beat you across the head with it.
I remember the guy who you exactly talking about back in the days. Yeah, they was giving him life threats back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Death threats.
And that's life threats. I was like, that's some new stuff. These kids today. But I'll tell you, man, like you cannot tell all the secrets. And David Blaine is a friend of mine. And we went to his house in New York. And he took us, he was like, oh, this is the equipment room. And I was like, oh, man, this is cool. And I started walking toward, he said, you can't go in. And I said, what do you mean? He said, this is where all my life's work is. He would not allow me and my wife into the room, but he took Jacob in there because Jacob was a little boy.
Yeah.
And he was like, you could hear him in there, hey, back then I did this and this right here is what this, and I was like, dang, I want to know.
Man,
But everybody wants to know, but you shouldn't tell everything. That's the message in it.
I agree with that. You shouldn't tell everything. We don't need to know everything because I'm with you. The Unreal, it's a little bit sketchy to me. I mean, it's real, but it's unreal. They're letting you know behind the curtain what's going on in the gorilla position and all this other stuff.
You shouldn't even know that that's called the gorilla position.
Agreed. And I watched the only one that I've watched on Unreal was the one with R-Truth. Because through you, I got a chance to meet R-Truth. And he's always been a cool dude.
Right.
And I watched how everybody reacted to his story of being let go and why he was let go, his contract, all that stuff.
That's interesting story.
That is. That's a great
story. But it didn't
line.
Divulge the secret of how things are done.
Correct.
And I like that one. That was one of the few that was good.
That was when Hunter was like, hey, we're not telling anybody that you're coming back, that you're going to make an appearance, you're going to do all this other stuff. But they knew it was him because his ankles were ashy. So they knew.
I'm done.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this.
Oh, he did not. He did not. Hey, guys, by the way, Mike Hardge is really not my friend because I asked him for some lotion the other day, and he gave me shaving cream, and my hands turned stark white. It looked like I was pounding flour. I'm like, what is going on with my hands? And then I looked at the bottle and it was shaving cream. I wanted he almost didn't make his birthday.
And the funny part about that was
why you
Mark
do that?
did it a couple times. Like he's done it a couple times and I give him the same thing. And he was like, he finally looked at it and was like, wait a minute. Why my hands
You're not good human.
Like powder.
You're not a good human.
Hey, give me the baby powder. Another great take by the world's strongest man. Coming up next, we're going to hear again from Coach Vic as he has a couple more things to say about tonight's matchup versus the Florida Gators. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300.
Since we telling stories, I'm telling.
On the iHeartRadio app.
bucks. Bonus bucks. Once you win $1,000 in bonus bucks, you'll have more money to use on your fantasy leagues. Bonus bucks. The winning happens every weekday, right here
on 1300 The Zone. From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The left lane is blocked off by an accident on 183 northbound at Burnett Road. It has you all tied up starting from Cameron Road, causing about a 15-minute out of your drive. Watch out for a stalled vehicle in the left lane on I-35 Service Road northbound at Robert S. Light Boulevard. And first responders are on scene of a crash on Southwest Parkway at Travis Cook. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
The last shot goes up. You're frozen in time, holding your breath, but still holding that Bud Light because some things you never put down. And Bud Light is that one thing. We all stick around for those buzzer beaters, and we hope to be on the right side of that. But Bud Light is the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light, it's easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Searching online for a car? When you call that dealership, your first question should be, are there any extra costs to the price on your website? At Henna Chevrolet, our answer will always be no. Their answer, you don't want to know. Shop surprise fee free with Henna, where the price you see is the price you get. Absolutely no addendums ever. You deserve honesty, and that's what we run on. Together, let's drive at Henna.com.
Oh, hello, it's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got US-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
In 1982, Atari players across the country settled into their shag carpeting. Homework went by the wayside, and so did sleep. These gamers only had one thing on their minds: Sword Quest. This wasn't just a new game. Epic and ambitious, the company promised $150,000 in prizes to 4 finalists, with a Sword of Ultimate Sorcery going to the grand prize winner.
Just got this, $3.35 an hour minimum wage job, and next thing you know, I got this freaking $25,000 prize.
But what started as a video game promotion would become one of the most controversial moments in 80s pop culture, with broken promises, urban myths, payoffs, and a central mystery that's consumed fans for decades.
I never ended up seeing these prizes in person.
How did all those prizes, valued at $150,000, become something of a lost treasure? I'm Jamie Loftus. Join us for The Legend of Sword Quest, a podcast about the fall of Atari and the disappearing Sword Quest prizes. We'll follow the quest for missing treasure across 4 decades. Listen to The Legend of Sword Quest on the iHeartRadio app.
Sports Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
Texas basketball women are on the road. They will be in Florida tonight, taking on the Florida Gators. And this is going to be their first game in 11 days, almost a week and a half of getting ready for the basketball season. You can listen to the game tonight at 6 o'clock, 13. And if you're going to watch the game, it's going to be on SEC Network Plus. So SEC Plus Network. You can also look at all of the games here, all of Texas athletics right here on Sports Radio 1300. One of the biggest storylines throughout this season has been Jordan Lee. You heard Coach talk about three-point shooting. Well, she is the three-point shooter. She's the most consistent three-point shooter that Texas has. And what they're looking for is she going to get back the momentum she was having before she's playing like 40 minutes a game. And let's see if she's going to get her shooting back. And Vic talked about it.
Well, again, I don't worry about Jordan. I'm sure the break helped her. She's played, in her sophomore year, she's played a lot of minutes. But it's no different than Shaylee Gonzalez and Shea Holly when Rory went down and I had to move Booker to the point. Those three guards played all year from December 30th, all year. That was our rotation. Jacqueline was just a sophomore. She played a little bit, but those kids, all three of them played 40 minutes most nights. So, it's no different, but I don't worry about Jordan. She's in the gym again today, getting shots up today. So, again, We'll get her out of it. I'm not worried about it. It's a really confident kid, and somebody that'll work at it, and we'll work with her. So I think the break though was probably good for her as much as anybody.
That's good because she needs to get back on track again because she was the most consistent one out there. But one of the biggest stories too is Vic finds a way to give you a little bit more of the insight of how he works with these young ladies. He gives them a lot of praise, and he wants them to be who they are. But when they step on the court, they need to be somebody else.
They're great kids. And sometimes, I enjoy being around them. They're fun. But when the lights come on, whether it's practice or game, it's time to leave the little girls in their locker room, and we need the monsters for 2 hours. And I talk about that all the time. Flip the switch. When you walk out of that locker, flip the switch. Leave the little girls in here. Leave the nice person. We got to go out there and have an edge. And I think that's kind of been the challenge this year with this team. When we've had that edge, we've been really good. When we haven't had that edge, it's been a struggle.
So he's trying to find that edge, Mark. He's trying to lead the girls in the locker room. I need them monstars come out there and make some things happen.
So, hey, Hardge, there's nothing wrong with that. I tell my daughter that too. They're nice kids, man.
Great kids.
But when you cross the line, that person is trying to take everything from you. And they want to tell everybody they did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it doesn't help you. And some of that is my fault that you just happen to be Mark Henry kid. And they want to even do it even more.
Yep.
So go out there and cross the line and be a little disrespectful if you have to.
Yeah, I've seen
to get your point across.
I've seen your daughter wrestle when she's mad. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's who I want to see. I want to see the mad JoJo.
Yeah.
And I get to see her. I'm taking off from work on Saturday because of the ice storm. Now the district meet at Vandergrift will be on Saturday rather than Wednesday. So I'm excited to see what she does.
Yeah, it's that time. And just like that, the Texas women will be doing the same thing tonight. They will be taking on the Florida Gators. As I said, you can hear all the action right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone with the voice of Texas Athletics, our guy Craig Way. Craig did the basketball game in Auburn last night, and now he's already on his way to he's already probably in Gainesville for that game tonight versus the versus the Florida Gators. Craig is a machine, bro. He's a machine. And then he'll be back for Sunday, because don't forget Sunday, you will be able to go and watch Texas and Oklahoma at the Moody Center. College game day is going to be here. There's going to be so much going on, and Vic Schaefer has been waiting for this moment. This time, they came to Texas to do college game day in a big-time rivalry matchup. Aaliyah Chavez coming back to Texas, coming to Texas, because we thought she was coming to Texas, and she decided not to, and she went across the Red River, and so fans are going to be fired up. Also, I wanted to make this announcement. Normally, Covert Hutto is closed on Saturdays, and they're open on Sundays. Well, they're open this weekend, so if you're looking for a new car or you want to go out and get your car serviced, get out to Covert Hutto right there off of 79 on Highway 79 in Hutto. It's right there down the road. It's on your way to Taylor. You can go there, get your car serviced. They are going to be open this weekend for the first time. They lost some days early in the week because of the weather.
Pick them up on the weekend.
Pick them up on the weekend. So get out there. Now's the time to go get those deals that you have been looking for, whether you're trying to trade in a car, but find a used car, or more importantly, you feel like it's time to get a new ride. Go on out there and talk to the folks over at Covert Ford and Chevy in Hutto. They are open all weekend long. Mark, as we get ready for tonight, and looking at this game, or even getting ready for this weekend, there's a lot of good sporting events that are going on all the time here. We got the alumni game this weekend at the University of Texas. I'll give you more information about that. We got Texas women's basketball, as they will be hosting game day this weekend, and you got Oklahoma coming in town. Baseball season is around the corner. We still have football news as well, and we'll talk a lot of football tomorrow as some of the guys are making their way to East-West Shrine game. They're playing in the All-American game. They're doing everything they can to put their talents on display, and we'll get caught up with all of that and more tomorrow. We got Ann Parker Coleman tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow morning at 8:17. Eric Henry was off today. He decided that he needed to take some time. We'll see if we can get Eric on tomorrow to catch up, because he always has some great insight as well. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Just remember this: don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Make sure you're locked into the Craig Way Show this afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock with our guy, Jake Herman, holding it down for Craig. Peace.
Think you know what's going to happen during the big game? Call it with DraftKings Predictions, a new app where you can predict outcomes on football's biggest games. Make real money predictions on the big game and put your money where your knowledge is. Pick a topic, make your prediction,